Okay, dear students, welcome back. So, with respect to our last class, we had come across with different types of process creation there. So, wherein you had come across with fork and V-fork, and what are the uh, differences between those both of the APIs when you are using it. So, followed up with that, today we'll come across with different types of wait as an API. So, as I had already discussed, we had come across that for any respective process to happen. So, we are coming across with a process creation, then it comes across with a process execution, then until a process has been executed, the respective parent will be waiting for that particular child process to complete its respective process there. So that is with respect to your wait as a function or else wait as an API. So let us come across now. So wherein let us come across with the wait and wait PID as two different APIs there. So when an child ID, so always keep in mind. So let it be with your wait PID, wait 3, wait 4. So these are the four different APIs which you are coming across. So all these respective wait as an API is been executed by the parent processor, okay, till the child completes its respective work. So till that time the parent will be executing this wait as an API there. So wait as an API waits for any child process. Wait PID as an API waits for a particular process ID whatever you have specified there, okay. So here you can just come across which says that the termination of a child is an asynchronous event there. Okay, the parent can ignore or can provide a function that is called when the signal occurs there. Okay, the process that calls wait or wait PID can block. Okay, so else return immediately with termination status of the child. So what is the use of wait or wait PID as an API is it returns the termination status of the child. So whether the child has successfully completed the process or else whether it has returned because of an error. Okay, so these all things have been identified across by a respective wait or wait PID as in functions there. So let us come across with what is the API, how does the API look across. So for wait as an API, as I said, it takes out only one argument. Okay, it has two respective header files to be included. Okay, one is called out as wait.h. Okay, the second one is called out as systypes.h. Okay, so it takes out only one argument that is called out as state loc, so which records the respective child processes written status there. Okay, so wait, as I said, it waits for any child processor. Okay, it is not particularly waiting for a respective child process, it is waiting for any child process there. So whereas we have one more that is wait PID. So wherein you can just come across it takes the first argument as PID, second argument as stat LOC. So stat LOC holds the status of that particular child process. So for which child are you going to wait? So that has been specified by the PID value through the PID underscore T as a data type there. Okay, and one more it has as an options. So options is a one which is specially used across. So you can just come across with here you can just come across with the different variations what each of them takes across there. Stat LOC, it's a pointer to integer as I said you. Okay, if at all it's a not null pointer, then the termination status of the terminated process is stored in the location pointed or by the argument there. Whereas one more, integer status written by the two functions give information about the exit statuses. Okay, exit status, signal number, and about generation of a core file. Okay, so here you can just come across the options whatever are there. So for these respective options, so what we are coming across is we can use across with run them through these respective macros there. What are these? If exited, so if at all it is true if the child is terminated normally. Okay, so if at all your exit status is used to fetch the lower 8 bits of the argument child passed to exit or underscore exit there. Okay, w if signal, so it is true if child terminated abnormally. Okay, wherein you have two different ways of termination of that particular child. So one is w term sig and one more is w core dump. Okay, it is used to fetch the signal number that caused that particular termination. Core dump is it is true for a core file was generated there. Okay, w if stopped, so w if stopped says across with the true. Okay, for a child that is currently stopped there. Okay, one more is w stop sig, it is used to fetch the signal number that caused the child to stop there. Okay, so for this wait PID you can just see that if at all you are using PID is equals to -1, So when the PID is equals to -1, it waits for any child process. So that is nothing but it looks as the wait as an API. So because wait is also waiting for any child process there. So if at all it is -1, it waits for any child process. The second expected value of PID is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, whatever value is there, it waits for that particular child process ID there. Okay. Then the third one is if PID is equals to 0. So at that time it waits for that particular child whose process group ID equals to that of the calling process there. Okay, and if at all PID is less than -1, so it waits for the child whose process group ID equals to the absolute value of PID. Okay, wait PID helps us wait for a particular process. It is non-blocking version of the wait. It supports job control. Okay, so it has two more things which are used across in this place of this options there. Okay, what are those? One is W no hang, which says that wait PID will not block if the child specified is not available. Okay, and untraced, it supports for job control. It looks out for such kind of processes which are being looked across. Okay, which are being waiting for the things there. Okay, so it will be waiting for that kind of a child processes there. So there are two more, that is wait 3 and wait 4. So it requires these respective header files to be included. Okay, wait.h, types.h, times.h, resource.h. So along with this, wait 3 waits for any child process with a with a location of it. That's the status of it. Any options you can use along, if at all you are using wait 3, the options are these things whatever I've discussed just now. And the last one is R usage. It tells you the resource usage of that particular child process for which it has been terminated. Okay, wait for, it waits for a particular child process along with these all things. Okay, and one additional thing, and that's the resource usage. Okay, here you can just see that what's the return type. It's PID underscore T. PID underscore T is nothing but the return status of the respective child process for which it was waiting. So that will be written back there. Okay, so it will tell you along with the research accountability there. Okay, next thing I will tell you in the next video. Thank you.